All right, we're back, and we're going to watch some Italian league today. It is Verona versus Piacenza, and Verona, they got Kita, they got Mojic. Looked like they played a bunch of dudes. They got Sani, Jensen Madskul, the Danish dude, Jordan Ewert, Abeyev running the offense, and Spirito looked like he set a little bit as well. But then Piacenza, they got Antoine Brazard, the French setter, Timothy Marr, and Effie on the outside. And then Simone in the middle, Romano on the right side there. Bunch of ballers. Looks like Verona had to go kind of deep into their roster here. Watch Mojic right now. Look at that block. Look at how he. I saw this play already just to check everything, but I think this is a great example of him reaching with that left hand a little bit extra, and then finishing his block into the court. Then you watch it gets a little scrappy here. Kita goes up, and Simone, that's why he's one of the highest paid volleyball players in the world, is because he, unlike many other people, can actually get up and block Kita. So, good for him. Good run. Really nice. Really good. And again, angles. If you're a middle and you can take some swings at some angles, you're going to be in a very good spot. You're going to be a very good middle. Kita just blasting serves right off the bat with his run here. Starting himself a run. Going high off the hands with Marr. I don't know, Marr's a pretty physical outside, but it's not like he's going to be going OT. But, let's go back to this swing real quick. Look at how he doesn't swing down first. It's flat, but it's going to come down into the court because of the topspin and stuff. It's over top of that. You're genuinely aiming towards the fingers and stuff like that. It's going to have to be not like that, but like that, you got to use gravity to your advantage if possible. Kita just defies gravity most of the time. Mojic going back, serving. And Mojic, I feel like there's so many times where that ball catches him behind him. I don't know if he's trying to go short there or what, but just too many easy serves for Mojic. He'll hit a really good serve sometimes, but just not as consistently as I would assume. Spinner, Verona. Brazard finds it. And it looks like they're going to a spot almost. Throws his hands at it. Good for him. Ball's still alive. Keep going. Let's see what happens here. Kita gets the dig, puts it high. It's a gimme. It's a set me pass right there. And then they just throw it up high and let Kita do his thing. And right here, Kita swinging high, hard, deep, clean. High, hard, deep, clean is a really good swing anyways, but then when you're swinging from 12 feet in the air, it's just even better, Let's see, over the top of that route. And Simone bites over here on Kita instead, and they leave the outside alone. Huh. Looks like Simone. Even some of the best middles sometimes get caught guessing. Look at him. I'm surprised that he did that. Maybe he's gonna. I don't know. Simone's an interesting guy. He's one of the best middles in the world. So I can't really doubt the things that he's doing. But he's just nice with it. Let's see. Okay. Marr with the option. Love it. And look at how he switches from defense, and once he sees the setter gets it, he switches to approach and goes up and takes a swing. Gets him a free ball. Over the top. It's an interesting route here with the middle too, because it's like, I don't know, the other middle ran his route maybe here on the same thing, but then Simone just runs it inside a little bit there. I don't know. I'm not sure what their offense, like what their routes all look like. I'm not really sure. And then just like you've seen many people be doing this nowadays, is they have that stack left in the row one. Simone's a good option. And this is like a semi-push. I don't even know. But then look at where Simone contacts the ball. He is not high at all. Like, he's hitting it with a 90-degree angle in his arm. But he's able to just sneak it around the block because he's okay with hitting those. I really do think that that's what separates him from so many middles, is he's able to hit the ball wherever he wants, even if that ball is a foot low or a foot tight or a foot behind him. Like, it just doesn't matter. It's just like if you're a setter and you're outside, let's say, just cannot adjust to a bad set. Just like any bad set, it's an immediate error. You're gonna be terrified to set that dude. But if you have a middle like Simone, who's just able to adjust to every single thing, like every single bad set, he just adjusts to it and still gets you a kill, you're gonna set that dude all the time, and that dude's gonna be a beast. Like, which hitter would you rather want on your team? Obviously, you're gonna rather have Simone than someone that can't adjust to anything. And like with middles, with the tempo that you're hitting, you're gonna have to adjust while you're in the air because it's just a fast set. Like outsides, you can usually get your feet to the ball depending on the tempo. High balls, you could adjust everything. But with a tempo like this, like the ball's out of his hands, you're already jumping, and then you just have to adjust with your arm swing. And, I'm not a fan of the, like, half jumps like this. I mean, Simone can kind of do it because he's almost swinging or almost reaching above the height of the net, just standing there. But, I don't know. I think you should go all or nothing instead of, like, hesitating and doing something halfway. Sharp cross, beautiful. And you see, I mean, it's very subtle, but you see his approach here. He's going straight towards the net, and then off of this foot, he just cuts inside just a little bit. Like, you see his contact point here. I'm going to keep my mouse there. And then the next thing's right there, so here to there. He's just coming into the court just a little bit to give himself a little bit of momentum into the court towards that sharp cross. It doesn't have to be super extreme. It doesn't have to be anything too crazy, but you just want a little bit of that. And I think learning how to open yourself up, open your shoulders like a middle does, is going to kind of prevent them from bumping you into the net like that. But like, obviously you want to seal the net as long as you possibly can. So that'll kind of, I don't know, I guess that'll prevent it. Mar staring well. You already know he's getting OT'd. That's crazy. It was a really good triple block. Clean. Everyone's up there. And then Kita just swings right to that deep corner. And again, like if you're swinging that high, if you're swinging deep, nothing matters. High and deep are the most crucial points out of everything. Ooh, good adjustment though. Mojic, giving it to him. Again, same type of thing. He falls away a little bit. You see how he's kind of drifting away. He's kind of like the approach is a little bit different because look at where his contact point is here. And then it's almost the same exact place, like it's vertical, like almost perfectly parallel to this line where he contacts. And so his body's drifting this way, on his jump. Like you almost want to think about it as a high jumper. A high jumper like uses that momentum, and like I don't know, you got to think of how your body's, and like this is a good one too. I mean, he might go towards it a little bit, but yeah, like you want your momentum bringing you into the court or bringing you toward where you want to swing maybe too. So if you're falling away towards the net, but then you're trying to swing super sharp cross, it's going to be very difficult. And you're going to have to kind of rely on your shoulder a ton. And like Mojic, he was able to because he's Mojic. He's a beast. He's been doing this for years. He's 6'10", I don't know, something like real tall, real physical. He's able to rely on his shoulder. But like if you guys are playing club and you're maybe undersized as an outside, or you're still getting used to the volleyball, like you're not going to be able to just rely on your shoulder if you're not huge. Nice, good for him. You can't teach height. He only jumps a little bit off the ground, but he still blocks it. That's why middles need to be tall. Maybe not need to be tall, but it helps. It definitely helps. Kita playing some defense. I see you, buddy. What a baller. He's having a crazy season, man. He really is. Dominating at the craziest levels. And, as this ball gets pushed outside the pin, obviously this guy needs to shade this way. And, like, I don't know, if it gets pushed past the pin there, then this guy's useless here, like down the line. So, but I don't know, if I'm Mar, I would cheat just a little bit here. And I don't know what he sees. Oh no, I see what he sees. It's off the block. So the swing, he's reading the swing. This is a common mistake that I make as well. Is like I start reading the swing before it gets past the block. So maybe thinking, okay, it looks like the swing's going to go here. I'm ready for it, but still balanced. And then, okay, off the block, then I'm going. Because you see how he kind of like jumps over? Watching right here. See how he kind of jumps over because he sees where the swing's going, so he kind of starts taking a step that way, but then all of his momentum, he has to change it, and he's just a little bit too slow. Just a little bit. Little difference. So just stay balanced on defense, and then read the swing after it's past the block. Because chances are, on a high ball like that, it's going to hit the block, Kita's a little bit scared of Simone now. Like right here, like the libero hits his split step here, but he's still balanced enough to where he can react to the touch off the block. Interesting. Just swinging away, getting if Simone would have kept his hands up there, then he would have gotten that block, but he didn't. Started pulling his hands. Yeah, I'm going to let that dude go for the fingers because he's aiming for a real small target, Let him go for it. Simone. Spinner. Perfect pass. Here we go. Bang. But, like, this is what I'm talking about. He's still coming into the court a little bit. Obviously, if he can get further outside the court so that he can be coming into the court a little bit more, then great. But, like, he's relying on his shoulder here to get him even sharper, but like he's able to because he's got a great arm swing and he can obviously do it and hit it hard enough still. But if I'm teaching you guys, if I'm trying to give you guys advice, learn the stuff that's going to help you make it easier, to hit that sharp cross and stuff. Obviously, shoulder mobility, like Mojic there, or a good arm swing, or whatever, is still going to help you. But, oh, gosh, that'll happen, man. Even Kita sometimes swings low and just hits somebody's armpit. That is so frustrating. Ooh, beautiful. I really do think that the Canadians are so clean on their pipe routes. Like, there's no hesitation. Once Mar, watch him here, okay? Once Mar realizes that he's not passing that, he's immediately on that pipe route, gets himself over there. He's jumping from here. He's drifting into the route, and he's still able to take a good angle, find his window. He sees two people are up with him. He goes away from them, Canadians, man. The Canadian national team in the Olympics, I think they were doing a really good job with their pipe hits. I think that was a huge thing for them. Again, always trying to take some sort of angle, swing at some sort of angle. Don't make it easier for the blockers. Don't make it easy for the defense, Make it look weird. Maybe not make it look weird, but swing somewhere, like finish your swing somewhere where someone wouldn't expect it, Like, you gotta have a little bit of deception in your swings. Oh my goodness. What happened here? Come on now. Maybe a tight set. Not able to get his feet there or what? Is it just faster than Kita expected? I really don't know what happened. Tries to go for the reuse, messes it up. I'm not sure what happened there. Ooh. Wow. Yeah, it's tough. I mean, he has this lane here. He has this lane to swing into, and I mean, he could maybe go super sharp, but he has this lane here. With the pipe, you're going to get specific lanes given to you, and you're going to be able to see the block really well, and you need to just be able to just take those swings every time. Like, even if you have a gap in between the blockers like this, you have to be able to see it and go for it, because the pipe, that's just what kind of you need. With the outside swings or something like that, like right here, this is so much quicker, so much less in front of you. You're not going to be able to see the gap between the blockers as easily. So you got to be more disciplined. But then off the pipe, you just got to rely on your vision as much as you can. And like, trust your vision and make sure you can swing into what you see, Oh, beautiful. Oh, beautiful. And that is what it was. Like path. I don't know, like the sets, when the sets are looking like they're the same exact thing. And it just completely tricks the blocker. It's beautiful. And I really think that this is like a perfect difference in tempo too, because he jumps and commits with the middle, and then that guy's able to take a swing right as this guy's hitting the ground. Beautiful. It's like there's no way for him to get back up. There's not enough time for him to get back up and block. If there's too much of a difference between the tempos, then the middle could just jump at the middle completely, land, jump at the pipe completely, and that's obviously too much of a difference. But then too little of a difference means that he can jump and be up for both with that same exact jump, And, this is a little bit of a miscommunication on tempo. Mar wants to go a little bit faster than this. Yeah, I bet it's pretty loud in this gym too. Like I bet it's pretty hard to hear each other. But I don't know. I don't think I've ever played in a gym that's probably as packed as this. Yeah, that hit him off the block. These ones are so frustrating. You get the chip off the block that you want, and then it just hits you. So frustrating. Yeah, I mean, you gotta be careful with that, I guess. I mean, there's nothing really to do. It's just frustrating, because you take the right swing. I mean, there's not really, if you get pushed past the pin like that, if you're outside the pin, there's not really many other options for you. But, yeah, I don't know. Kita. What a beast. Having a great year. He's dancing on the court. He's having a good time always. Love it. It stinks right there. Oof. Wow. And this is a fine block move. Like, this is a good block move. It just sneaks under him and then goes into that gap. And pressing over the net is always like it's always the most important aspect of your block. But like sometimes it feels weird to fully reach over the net, you know? So, yeah, just like sealing, there's always a balance. You want to seal the net, but also you don't want to go into it, obviously, so it's tough. Off the hands, I'm not sure here. Let's see. Yeah, probably off the hands. Oh, no, never mind, not off the hands. Brizard takes a rip. A little choppy short. And, you know, with the short serve, it really doesn't have to be that much. Like, it is good. Like, it doesn't have to be right in the 10-foot line here. You know, just to get the pipe out of the option, or just to mess with them a little bit, you know. These are frustrating, and I'm not even sure what to say about these because it's like an in-between ball. I would say this guy just needs to go for it, even if this guy ends up making a move. It's kind of like serve receive, where the guy whose seam it is, they should always be going into that seam and going for that pass. And then the guy who's the other guy that's passing, he can take it if he feels like it, you know? So, like, that short, like, that setter could have taken it if he wants to, but it's Modric's true job, you know? Like, if it drops, it's his fault, technically. But those ones are frustrating. But, like, I don't know, just defense, just go for it anyways, and then just figure out the rest later, you know? I'd rather have 6 people sprinting after the same ball, diving for one ball, and then they have to figure out the rest later and, like, just be out of system than for that ball to drop. You know, it's pretty obvious. Did they both get this here? One? No, just him. Okay. Sneaks it under there. Sneaks it underneath Simone there. And yeah, when you're going against a blocker like Simone in a situation like that, you don't want to go high cross because he's going to seal that high cross. At least for how high most people are swinging. Kita might be able to go OT on him still, but I mean, most people can't. Okay, high ball. We're going out of system. Let's see what Mar does. Chops it short. Kita is still an option. And this is what I'm talking about. Like, you got to be able to see this tiny gap here and take advantage of it. You know, he misses it. And I mean, he probably has that one spot open pretty much, but like when I'm jumping here, I see these guys jumping from here, and I'm probably also thinking, okay, in between. But you got to aim in between right here, not in between up here, because they're going to move their hands in like that to like try to close that block. So you got to either sneak it underneath or you got to go outside of them, you know, because it's like a full-on triangle, you know, like you either go through that triangle or you go right outside of it. Finish that set with an ace. Oh, oof, out of bounds. Who is this Effie kid? Is he Italian? I don't remember. He's pretty good though. Effie is very, very good. I'm just not sure where he's from. Love that run. I love these quick back ones here where the pass gets moved forward, where the middle still makes himself an option. He trusts that setter, you know. He tracks it well, gets on that route. And it's like a quick one, you know. You got to swing quick, got to swing down, and but usually most middles are not going to bite on that, you know. Like most middles are not going to commit on you for that. So like you can kind of be quick and go for the bounce, but you have to swing quick on a scenario like that. Like if you're thinking, if you're that middle and you're thinking, okay, this guy's probably not going to commit on me, you got to swing quick. Go for the quick swing. Try and beat him with speed. Called this a double. Interesting. Kita serves it up, dimed it. Let's see, middle. Yep. Like right here, like this middle doesn't commit, so swing quick. Get it off before he can get up there, you know. Swing before he can get his hands up, you know. Tape serve, man. Tape serves will work at every single level, which is so frustrating. Yeah. Bang. Let's see this one more time. But like also, yeah, like this is what I'm talking about here is both these guys, if you see this, most people will not jump straight up when they're blocking this. Like look at how these guys both jump sideways. Most people will not jump straight up from where they're jumping. Like their feet are planted right there, they're jumping from there, but then they jump inside and try to close that gap. Okay, so it's safer. It would be very hard to sneak it under right there, but it's easier to maybe go for a sharp deep corner or something like that. Oh, come on, middle. If you're taking this free ball, put it on the setter's head, man. Especially if he's front row. Weaponize the setter. Give him an option so that he can go up and dump it. Because, like, you really have to think about how much pressure a setter dump actually puts on a blocker. You know, like, it just adds one more option. And it just, I don't know, maybe it'll make people bite sometimes. It'll make people rethink what they're committing on. Like, it really will make a big difference on the blocking scheme as a whole. Gosh, that's nice. And see, he comes from inside the court there, but then he still swings cross. It's just a good run, just a good swing. But like again, like if your momentum is all going away from where you want to swing, hello. That's crazy. That's crazy. Wow. But like, look at them. His momentum's going this way. This guy does not have as much momentum going that way, so he beats him that way. You know, easy money. Dang. Gosh. And he had to bring it down there because, well, he was pretty close to the end line, you know. Or, sorry, the sideline. He was pretty close over here. He maybe hit it again. Let's see. Nope, maybe that block was a slight bit inside, but not much. Still not a bad block move. Still a pretty good triple block. Kita's just able to do some crazy stuff, that's all. Again, this pipe is really working out well for them. Really well for them. And pipes are going to work. I think the pipe is the best attack in men's volleyball. I think it's the best option. I really do. I feel amazing with the pipe. You know, I don't feel good about a pipe against a triple block. I guess it's a little bit harder there, but in system, using the pipe maybe 50% of the time. I don't. Maybe that might. I mean, I actually don't even think that's too much. Stops himself short there, maybe a little bit. Wow, gets the good block. And like, look at how high he's reaching here. You're not gonna need to do that as much as this guy does right there. You know, he seriously reaches super high just because Kita's contacting it and swinging from super high, you know. So you can't press as much as you would if you were playing against a smaller person. You know, so it's kind of like if you're jumping high enough to where you have options on how, like, oh, I can press more, I can press less. If you're jumping high enough to where you can do that, then you got to make the decision based on how high that person's swinging from or where that person's going to swing. Because, I mean, if someone's super tall, jumping super high, but then they try and bounce everything, then you should be pressing low, okay? But, yeah, it just depends on where that ball is going to be crossing the net. So, decent pass, let's see. Kita gets blocked here. And yeah, that's just straight into the 6, you know. If Kita can swing to the deep corners or just sharp, super sharp every time, he's going to be perfectly fine. Nobody's touching him. But he just swings to the 6 sometimes. He just forgets. Maybe he gets distracted. I don't know. Really good block move by Mar. And again, that same thing, like that first block move that we saw from Mosic, this is the correct footwork for him, though. This is correct footwork, treats it like an approach, jumps as high as he can, gets that left hand around the ball, presses into the middle of the court. As you can see, that's a beautiful block move. ace and then air is what it is. I'd say if my teammate is hitting an ace and then an air every single time, I honestly think I'm okay with that. And look at how hard Mar has to work to get himself over to that route. Look at the big step here. And they're like, so they have such an overlap of these routes where he's just jumping right to the side of him. Like he's landing a foot away from him pretty much. But he's working his butt off to get himself over there. It works out, man. It works out real well. Because they don't expect that pipe to be over there. Really good, though. It's a good block move. I like it. They're out of system. Let's see what they do here. Kita from the back row. Not my favorite option there. I would give it to the outside. Even if it is Jordan Ewart, put it tight. Let Jordan Ewart swipe somebody or recycle it or something. Jordan Ewart. Dime. Yup. Giving it to him. Chipping it right off the block there. Sneaking it to the side of the block. And like even outsides, we're gonna have to do some quick stuff sometimes, you know. But like this is the problem with a block move like this, is if you can't get around the ball, then you're gonna get chipped up all day. But if you can get around the ball, like the ball's here, you can get around it, then you're good. If it's out here and you're reaching, you're gonna get chipped up. It's gonna hit the side of the block, that's why. No. Simone misses the angle there, real tough angle. Jordan Ewart, he's a good server. He does a lot of reverse floats and stuff. This one's frustrating. And this is, I mean, I'm not even gonna lie to you. As the off blocker, that one's hard to get for me. Like I actually struggle to get myself off the net and go and get that ball. But yeah, it is what it is. I'll work on it. I'll figure it out. Off the block there. Yeah, that's the problem with going so wide, is it just, I don't know, it gives leverage to an undisciplined swing. You know, like if someone swings at the 6 but you're really wide with your hands, then it kind of just lets the undisciplined swing that would go to the 6. It just gives that swing power, you know, so it's brutal. Ooh, Simone with a changed up little goes behind. I like that a lot, though. I like those routes. I think these routes with the middle, you know, like this one's starting to get used more, where he starts in front and then jumps right behind. I think that one's going to start making some waves. Because, I mean, look at what the middle has to do. Like, he sees it. He sees that dude's got momentum. He has to go over, and he's obviously no longer a blocking option. It's a good one to finish off the set, too. And, like, it's either he doesn't move over, and it's easy money for that middle, and he gets the kill. Or he does move over, and then it's easy money for that outside. It's a solo block. You know? Yeah, and I would say, so let's see what Simone's doing here. If Simone's going this way, okay, so he's taking his approach kind of at an angle here, then that means that this middle, oh, this is beautiful choice by Brizard. That means that this middle is also going to jump with that momentum, or at least move with that momentum where he like shuffles over. So that means that either this set or dump, this space right here is going to get opened up because this middle is moving out of the way, you know, or it's going to be really hard for him to close to this right side because, again, his momentum's going over here, you know. And if he doesn't move over there, then it's an easy middle kill. And it's important to know if that middle's following your middle or not, you know. So first of all, you need to establish the middle so they are going to follow you, you know. But also it's important to be able to either see it or have your coach tell you or have your teammates tell you, whatever it may be. And so Mad School misses that puppy right there. Kita's on the outside now. Just realized that. Beautiful angle. Yeah, if you're taking pipes at this angle, you're gonna be just fine. Doesn't matter who's up. I guess it does matter who's up, but still, nice. Okay, let's see. Love it. And they're using this pipe, man. They're using the pipe tremendously. And if I haven't told you guys already, if you're this middle, you're making a block move on this outside here, you're drifting this way, roll off the block, go hit a back one. Go hit right behind the setter immediately. Like, look at how few steps, look at how easy it is for he rolls off, takes a few steps, he's up there. And Mara, he has to adjust in the air a little bit here, but still, it's a good run. The pipe, man. Pipe in transition, the outsides are going to be gone. The outside and the right side, they're going to be gone, going out to make sure that they're up there on their own options, Reverse float, no. Kita, let's see what we can do here. Nope, okay. Effie, tape serve, and he rolls out of the way. Let's see this. This one's tough because I'd say it's the right decision to set him, but then it looks like it's just a missed window. Good by Simone to keep us alive. Yeah, and like right there, I'd rather have 2 or 3 people going for that ball, and then Brizard can just say, okay, we have one option, let's set this guy, instead of nobody goes for it, and then it ball drops. It's pretty simple. Oh, why is this guy biting with Simone there? Does he do something that makes it? Yeah, I don't know. It's a terrible bite by that blocker. On a connection like that, on a connection where the setter is like falling away, I would say once that pass becomes just good, not perfect, I would say forget the help blocker. Like the help blocker, don't do it anymore, because first of all, the percentage that they're going to set the middle, that goes down a ton, but also the percentage that they're going to connect really well with the middle also goes down. Okay, especially at the levels that you guys are probably going to be playing at. Then, like, if it's just a good pass, like it's decent, say, okay, cool. If you can still hit this middle connection, good for you, But if not, or like, I'd rather take the assumption that you're going to set the outside or the right side here, So first of all, no help blocker anymore, but also that middle can kind of get ready to hit a split step instead. Like right here, like if he's able to hit the middle here, good for him. It's probably not going to be the best connection anyways. So, but if they do end up getting the A+ connection on that, good for them. I clap. Same thing. This same thing has worked probably 5 times, maybe even more in this single game, where he's going over the top, drifting over, and then Mar takes it super hard angle. Really nice, man. And it just keeps working. Simone seals the net really well here. He even uses his biceps, man. And this is the only problem when if you don't press enough, like if you press late, then you're probably gonna get tooled. Simone just needs to press a slight bit earlier there, and he's got that ball. Let's see. Oh, he's back row. Okay, let's see libero. Out of system. Kita. Tip. Nobody gets it up. That blows. All right, Brizard. What you got here? What you got going on? Nope. Okay. A serve for Jensen Madskul. Ooh, yeah. You don't want to miss this ball inside. Okay. It's really important. I would rather throw it like over to Simone's left shoulder when he's drifting away like this. Don't leave it inside. And this goes for a normal push or step or whatever you call it, or spoita as they call it here in Denmark. But like, don't leave this ball inside, because then look at Simone. Look at how he's reaching so far outside his body. There's obviously no way that he can bring it around here, and there's no way that he can bring it around there. It's just he's hitting it, you know? So don't leave that ball inside. If you know that a certain person's momentum's going one way, be okay with missing it inside that way or outside that way, whatever it may be. Like right here, though, like this is a good pass. Let's see where the pass is. Yeah, it's maybe 8 feet off. And, yeah, like I'm okay with letting this happen, because Jensen Med School can probably dig that. You know, like, it's obvious that was not the best connection that they've had, you know, so fair enough. Brizard. I absolutely love a setter that can just go up and take a swing, you know. And then they get a free ball off of it. That's why, man. It makes a difference. It makes a huge difference. It's manly. It's confident. It gets you free balls. Come on now. Like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, if he's drifting this way, be okay with leaving it a little bit inside. I think this just is a good set. And maybe it's a little bit inside. But, like, if he was to set it this far while this guy's running this way and, like, jumping at this angle, it's going to be really hard for him to take a good swing. It's going to be much easier if you leave it inside a little bit. Again, same thing. I mean, the pipe, it just works again. Does he wait on it? Yeah, he waits on it, but he still can't do enough. He still doesn't have enough. He can't take enough space away from him, you know? Big old block by Simone. Now that's the press that we needed on that other block. Look at how he just finishes hands. Right as that ball's about to hit him, he just finishes his hand downward a little bit. Really nice. Oh my gosh, tape ace again. All right, we got 14-20. Let's see what keeps cooking. Decent. No, not a good pass, actually. Brizard digs it. It's a good idea. He's going for it. He just misses the hand contact a slight bit. And, like, it's so interesting to see how this middle bites completely on Simone there. But, I mean, you kind of have to. But, like, again, same type of thing that I was talking about here is this guy's drifting away. Simone's drifting away. He's on this route. And so that opens up this gap right here. You know, like, it just adds space right here. Boom. And also this guy is worrying about him, so he's not able to do much. Bang, just swinging high. Swinging high, hit, swinging hard. If you see a guy that's standing blocking, swing hard, swing high. Blast it off his hands, because he's not going to be able to make a good enough move to press and get you if you're swinging high enough. Really nice touch. He's okay with a little soft touch there. This could have been nice. Could have been real nice. But he gets blocked. Oh, that's the only thing. Yeah, like, even if you're taking the option here, try not to swing into the 6. Try to swing into the corner. You know, so if you're a coach and you're trying to decide if you want to let your team do it, or if you're a player and you're trying to decide if you can do it or should do it, have some people toss some high balls like that to you and see if you can consistently take it to a corner. Okay? Because if you can't consistently take it to corners, then don't do it. Don't go for it. Okay? But if you can, and obviously you also need the sauce and the hands to also you need the hands to also be able to set too. But like, if that person can't set it and also consistently take it to a corner, don't do it, because it's just gonna be error or error. You know, just gonna be too many errors. Tape ace. 1924. Big old serve out. Too much of an adjustment. And I think that means that Verona's season is over. Well, good game, though. Thanks for watching, guys.